Good evening, gentlemen. I'm Miguel Soto from MLS Fashion Advice, and tonight I'm going to go over 5 winter essentials with you. So your winter essential number 1 is the long sleeve Henley shirt. And for those of you that don't know what a Henley is, it is a long sleeve shirt, and for the winter, preferably a thermal material that has 3 to 4 buttons on it. Without the buttons, it's not so much of a Henley, just an ordinary long sleeve shirt. And they also have these in the size of a t-shirt as well, so for the summertime. And with the Henley, gentlemen, if you want to portray yourself as a bachelor and look a little theatrical that way, then you would probably want to go 3 buttons unbuttoned. You could go, but if you don't care about that, no problem. You could go 2, 3 buttons, but never ever 4. If you button the top one, then you kind of look like a sausage, and we don't want that. And gentlemen, the great thing about this Henley is that it is so warm. You could probably walk around outside in 20-degree weather for about 5 minutes until you start to get cold, and then you have to go back in and wear your jacket. Which brings me to my next item. Your winter essential number 2 is the wool pea coat. With the pea coat, gentlemen, you gotta make sure that it's preferably made of a wool material. That way it makes you feel nice and warm, cozy. They're always fitted as well. Wool tends to hug against your skin. And there's a lot of linen on it too. A lot of your whites, if you have a dog or cat, make sure you get one of those line rollers so you can get all the hair off. And with this jacket, it is so versatile. You could dress it up with, if it's big enough, you can dress it up with a suit. You'll have to size up for that though. Like if you're wearing a slim fit small suit, you're probably gonna have to wear a medium size, maybe even a large pea coat. So that way it fits over your suit jacket. Or you can dress it down with jeans or chinos with nice fashion sneaks, which I will do in a future video, or a pair of chukka boots or Chelsea boots. And when you want to dress them down, you gotta be careful that you don't dress them down with joggers. If you do, then things tend to look a little off. Although joggers are a stylish type of sweatpant, this does have a certain level of fancy, which is why you can dress them down with jeans. So joggers won't really go or click with the pea coat. Which brings me to our winter essential number 3, the long sleeve collared button-up shirt. Now with the long sleeve button-up collared shirt, you want to make sure that it's fitted. I cannot stress enough how important it is that it's fitted. If it's all blousy and loose and a relaxed type of fit, you're going to look so bummy and so lousy. It is so much that people are going to laugh at you. At least I would laugh at you, to be honest. And you just won't look or feel stylish. And by the way, fitted does not mean skin tight. That's what skinny button-up shirts are for, like the extra slim skinny fit, which are only for like athletes and like those people are built like Greek gods, but that's not us. And gentlemen, if you feel like you're a little overweight, that's no problem. The fitted accommodates that as well, because like I said, it is not a skin tight fit. It is a more tapered fit around the midsection. I've seen Seth Rogen, the comedian, wear a fitted button-up collared shirt once, and he looked impeccable. And with the buttons, you could go 3 buttons unbuttoned. I don't like to do that because I have a hairy chest. I don't like to showcase that. Please do not go 4 unbuttoned. You look so arrogant and like a douche if you do that. No matter how chiseled or ripped you think you are. And anyone looks bad. And please, this is vital as well. Make sure that your collar is nice and straight and standing. If it's all droopy and all dropping all over the place, you're going to look very lousy, and that's just not a good look. It looks almost as bad as if your fitted shirt is loose and baggy. Which brings us to our winter essential number 4, the slim fit jeans. And gentlemen, notice how around my thigh area, they're fitted perfectly. Not too tight, not too loose, just perfect. And the legs has a nice tapered look to it, and the pant length is just on point. If it was any longer, let's say I decided to get a 32 for whatever reason, I would have my pant lengths probably hanging to about the heel, the bottom of my heels, and we don't want that. Then it makes you look shorter than you really are. And for us short guys, ranging from about 5'4" to 5'7", you're gonna want to stick with a pant length of 30. If you mess up, you accidentally buy the wrong length at the store and get a 32, no problem. What you're gonna want to do is roll up the sleeves of your pant legs once, maybe twice if they're a little too long. But gentlemen, never, please, never roll them up 3 times. If you roll them up 3 times, then they just look like jester pants, and you look like a clown, and that's not what we want, unless you're at the circus. And with these jeans, slim fit jeans, the good thing about it is that you can dress them down with a t-shirt, a Henley, even a graphic t-shirt. Or you can dress them up with a collar button-up shirt or a v-neck sweater. Which brings us to our winter essential number 5, which are the winter boots. And your premier choice should probably be the Chelsea boot, rather a waterproof Chelsea boot. Notice how the soles here in my Chelsea boot are rubber and nice and waterproof and still stylish. You're gonna want to do that. That's your best bet, especially if you live in the New England area, or anywhere in the northern United States where it snows and rains a lot. Because if you just wear one that's not waterproof and the sole is purely made out of wood, they're going to disintegrate and evaporate relatively quickly. And then you're going to have to buy yourself a new pair of boots within weeks. And with the Chelsea boots, the great thing about them is that they are so versatile. You could dress them up with some dress pants, corduroys, even chinos, or you can dress them down with jeans, a pair of slim fit jeans for that matter. Joggers, depending on your body type, you could get away with it, but me personally, they look terrible. So you're going to want to make sure you know your own style if you want to pair Chelsea boots with joggers. And if you're going to wear them with a suit, which you can, you want to make sure that the colors match. And by match, I don't mean they're the same color, but they complement each other rather well. For example, these would not go well with a tan or brown suit. They would look so silly. You're going to want to pair them up. Your best bet would be a navy or a black suit. But if Chelsea boots are not really your style, no problem. You can go with chukkas. Now your chukka boots, they look a little bit like your Chelsea boots, except they're lower tops and they're laced up. And with your chukka boots, at least for me, they tend to be cozier and more comfortable than your Chelsea boots. But however, there's a catch. Although these chukkas are waterproof, the Chelsea boots are a little more resilient with their waterproof feature. So, because these chukkas, they're starting to wear down a little bit. I've had them for a little bit over a year. They're starting to wear down. And I haven't worn them too much. I mean, I probably wore them as much as I can remember, probably about 6 to 7 times outside in the rain and snow. And I mean, that's not that much. So the bad part about the chukka boots is that the waterproof feature is not as resilient as the Chelsea boots. But again, if you don't like Chelsea boots, that loose style, the laceless style, then you could go with the chukkas, which keep your feet tight, cozy, and warm. And gentlemen, that does it for your winter essentials. And the best part about these 6 items is that they are all versatile, comfortable, and above all, stylish.